Welcome back, guys. This is Jonathan Overstreet. You're listening to Potholes to Paved Roads. Oh man, another beautiful day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Woo! Like the old song says, I'm living on Tulsa time. Alright, so this is episode number 3. What are we gonna talk about today? Alright, so here's what I want to talk about for the next few minutes. Let's talk about the past. Something everybody has in common is everybody has a past. So, here's the deal. When I think about the past, this is going to sound probably really weird, but this is kind of how my mind works, I guess. But when I think about the past, I think about like dirt roads. Okay, so we've talked about potholes, we've talked about paved roads. Now, we're going to talk a couple minutes about dirt roads. What in the world does dirt roads have anything to do with your past? Okay, so this is what it has. This is where it relates. So if you're driving down the street and you look around and you see other cars, you can always tell the people that live on dirt roads, because their cars are usually absolutely filthy. Nothing against people with dirt roads. Look, I come from Louisiana. We're like the king of dirt roads. So I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. I'm just saying that you can live on a dirt road. You can wash your car. The first time you leave your house and drive down that dirt road, ever how long or how short that road is, your car's going to get filthy, especially when it gets nice and dry like it's been. Now, Tulsa's been getting a lot of rain, but Louisiana was notorious for really not getting a whole lot of rain. So, but anyway, we went through a lot of droughts and oh well. So, but this is what I wanted to say. So when you live on a dirt road, it's like everywhere you go, everybody can see that you live on a dirt road. Because, I mean, your car's filthy most of the time. So dirt roads are like our past. The longer we live in the past and drive our car through that road of the past that is essentially just a big dirt road, the more crap we get on us. And I'm telling you, people can sometimes tell. They can tell when you're dragging things around with you that you need to let go of. I remember one time I had a pastor at a church I was going to, and he preached a sermon, and in the sermon he gave me like a backpack full of these like bricks and stuff. So I mean, this thing was heavy. And this church I was at was like an old skating rink. So it was really, really long and really narrow. Like, well, not necessarily narrow, it's just the ceiling wasn't real high, and I guess it was narrow. So, but anyway, that's the way this place was set up. So he'd have me and 2 other guys do these laps, right? We're running laps while he's preaching this sermon. And the longer I ran, the more tired I got, because I had all that crap on my back. And guys, that's what it is like sometimes in life. We go around with our past just absolutely strapped to us and holding us down. And I'm telling you guys, we need to get to a point where we can let go of our past, because guys, I'll tell you, when I was a teenager, I did some of the dumbest crap anybody could ever do. For one thing, I was a teenage boy dating girls, and I had one thing on my mind, and it wasn't Jesus. So, I mean, yeah, I'll let you put 2 and 2 together there. So, but I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things that I was not proud of before I met my wife. And then when I met my wife, I had to drag all that crap back up, and I made the decision of, you know, we had talks about what have you done, what have you not done, and, you know, where have you been, what's your past? You know, you want to know somebody before you get married. And that kind of leads me to another topic, when married people live 2 separate lives. And I'm telling you now that if you live 2 separate lives, and let's say you live your life for your children, and you don't pay enough attention to your spouse, guys, one day your kids will move out, and it will be just you and your spouse. So I don't know about you, but I would really like to know the person I'm going to be living with intimately and being with. And you need to know your spouse. So, but anyway, the whole point behind that is that we don't need to live separate lives. And when you come into a relationship, sometimes sometimes I look back and I think, man, maybe I shouldn't have told her everything about my past, or that look, guys, I never struggled with drugs. I never struggled with alcohol. I struggled with other things. And I touched on that just a little bit in the last episode. But, okay, so, word to the wise. Whenever you're recording a podcast and you're delivering pizza at the same time, I'm being safe. I'm not reading off of anything. So if any Domino's, bigwigs are listening to this, I'm not even holding my phone or anything. I'm just talking. I don't have any notebook. I don't have anything with me this time. I'm going off the cuff, baby. So here's the deal. If you're recording a podcast and delivering pizza at the same time, it's probably not a good idea to pause on the word but. Because I think I said the word but, and then I hit pause because I had to make a delivery real quick. So maybe that's not the smartest thing in the world, but anyway, I guess you live and learn, and I'm definitely not a professional, but I love doing this, guys. I like being able to talk from the heart and talk about things I've gone through in my life, and I mean, if I can help anybody, if I can help just one person, I'd be so stinking happy I wouldn't know what to do. So, where were we? Okay, so we were talking about the past, and we were talking about dirt roads and how there are people in life that just drag around their past, and when you drag around your past, you don't just affect the people, you don't just affect yourself. It's not just you. You affect the people around you. Because I'm telling you, people that carry around the past, it's like this. How many times are you going to make that new boyfriend, that new girlfriend, that new wife, that new friend of yours, how many times are you going to make them pay for something that you're bitter about against a past lover or a past spouse or a past friend or your mom or your dad or your brother, your sister? How many times are you going to make other people pay the price for things that maybe that person did to you or things you're holding inside? Because if you constantly hold things inside, I'm telling you, it's just going to spill over, and it's a ticking time bomb. And you've got to get to somebody. You've got to get to a person to talk to, because if you don't, everyone's life will be affected. Not just yours, everyone's. Because life is definitely not easy. And I'm trying to think of what I heard Dr. John Deloney say from the Dave Ramsey Show, one of the personalities on the Dave Ramsey Show. It was a quote from someone else. I don't think it was his quote necessarily, but he said that hurt feelings have a 100% resurrection rate. So in other words, if you bury those babies down, those bad feelings, those hurt feelings, your past, the things you're struggling with, if you bury that stuff down, it has a 100% chance of resurrecting. It's going to come back from the dead, baby. I'm telling you. And so here's the deal. What we need to do is, the moral of the story for this week is talk to somebody. Sometimes you've got to get those feelings out of you, man, because I honestly don't think our souls, I don't think our souls have infinite space. We're not like a computer with multi terabytes of data that we can just pretty much put anything and everything knowledge-wise we'll ever need inside of that computer. We're not like that. We're not built that way. We're more like a small filing cabinet, because once that thing gets filled up, it's going to spill out. There's a saying that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I know it's in the Bible, folks, but out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I'm telling you, when you fill yourself up with things that are not good, and when you fill yourself up and let yourself get filled up with all these remorse and bitterness and hurt and pain, guys, this is a lot easier said than done. But when you let yourself get filled up with that stuff, it's going to come out. Eventually, it will come out. And the best way to get that stuff out of you is to talk to somebody, guys. Get around somebody that you can talk to. Get around somebody that you can open up to. And I'm not talking about just anybody. I'm talking about somebody you can trust. somebody, a pastor, coach, friend, relative, your mom or your dad. Me and my mom, when I grew up, my mom confided in me about a lot of things, and I confided in my mom about a lot of things. I know that technically makes me a mama's boy. I guess. It actually sounds really weird to say it like that, but I guess it's the truth. Ask my wife. So, but anyway, but here's the deal. What we need to do is we need to get to a point where we can get rid of pride and get rid of the things that are keeping us from being able to say what we feel. And I'm not saying you should blow up on somebody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you need to find someone. It might be a counselor. Man, I believe in counseling. I believe in getting help from teachers and pastors. And maybe getting on Twitter or getting on Reddit and just completely trashing people. Maybe that's not exactly the way you should go about resolving those hurt feelings that you have inside. I'm just saying. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody in particular, but that's not the way you should live. I really don't think it is. And I know, just because I believe it doesn't mean it's right. Just because you believe it doesn't mean it's right. You've got to find yourself. You've got to explore things for yourself, and you've got to figure out, because I'm telling you, you're called to do something. And why don't we use our past, like I said in the last episode a little bit, why don't we use our past as an arsenal, man? Add it to the things we already have in our bag, these weapons, because life, like I said, life is combat, man. It's tough. It's warfare. Life's not easy. And so, why don't we use our past for the good? And use our past for something positive instead of something negative. That's all I'm saying. And guys, I sure appreciate you listening today. I know it was kind of a bit of a short one today, but you know what? I'm still glad I did it. And I just want to say thank you for listening to Potholes to Pave Roads. You guys rock. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Overstreet. Bye.